You know that feeling? The one where you feel like no matter how much you earn, there's still something missing. That feeling that success just isn't adding up to happiness? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty revolutionary idea that completely flips our thinking about money right on its head.
Okay, so let's get right to the core problem. Is that nagging sense that chasing financial success, as great as it is, can sometimes leave us feeling kind of empty. And that feeling leads to a really fundamental question.
I mean, think about it. You hit your goals, you've got money in the bank, but that deep, lasting sense of satisfaction, it's just not there. And you know what? It's a surprisingly common feeling. The book we're exploring today has a really compelling answer for why that is.
And that source is Derek Kinney's book, Good Money Revolution. Now, Kinney argues that the whole way we're taught to think about money is precisely why we end up feeling empty, and he proposes a pretty radical shift in our mindset.
And this quote right here, this is the core idea of the entire book. Instead of seeing money as some kind of problem, Kinney says it's actually a powerful tool for good. The idea isn't to want less money, but to really understand its true potential. Okay, so this gets us right to one of the biggest myths we all live with, this idea that there's a straight line connecting the size of our bank account to our overall well-being. We all do it, right? We chase that bigger paycheck, the next bonus, the higher salary, all assuming that it's going to buy us more happiness. But you know what's funny? The research tells a very different, and honestly a much more interesting story. So get this, a really fascinating study from Princeton University actually found a specific happiness plateau when it comes to income. They discovered that, yeah, our emotional well-being does go up with income, but only to a point, about $75,000 a year. After that, more money doesn't really move the needle on our day-to-day happiness. Why? Because our basic needs are met, and that constant stress about money is pretty much gone.
And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If just chasing more zeros in our bank account isn't the real answer to a fulfilled life, then what is? Where should we be putting all that energy?
To really wrap our heads around this, let's look at a perfect case study. Lottery winners. I mean, the stories of people who get rich overnight are an amazing illustration of the difference between just having money and actually using it to create happiness. Just look at these two stories. First, you've got Denise. She won $2 million and immediately felt this huge pressure to act rich. She tried to say yes to every single person and every idea. And what happened? In just 2 years, all the money was gone. Now, contrast that with Charlotte. She saw her $3 million as a tool. She treated herself to a few things, sure, but she had a plan. And she used her money to support a cause she really cared about, helping kids in need. Her wealth didn't just last, it grew, and more importantly, it had a purpose. And this just proves a huge point. Money is nothing more than an amplifier. It doesn't magically change your character or give you a purpose. All it does is magnify what's already inside you. If you're a generous person with a little, you're going to be a generous person with a lot.
Which leads us right to the absolute heart of the good money revolution. It's a whole new reason for making money, one that connects our daily work to something so much bigger than just ourselves.
This is what Kinney calls the generosity purpose. It's this amazing idea that when you actually tie your financial goals to a cause you genuinely, deeply care about, it just unlocks this whole new level of motivation and, yeah, fulfillment.
This is the book's central mantra, and I love it. Connect your cash to a cause, your money to a movement, your profits to a purpose. It's all about reframing why you want to earn more. It's not just for a bigger house or a fancier car. It's to fuel something that can make a real difference in the world. And this creates what the book calls a motivating cycle of giving. It's so simple, but so powerful. When you give more, you see and feel the impact. That amazing feeling motivates you to earn more and save more, not just for the sake of it, but so you can turn around and give even more. It becomes this awesome, positive feedback loop. Let's see this in action with the story of Dave. Here's a guy, a successful business owner who on paper was doing great, but inside, he felt totally unmotivated. So he decided to connect his business growth to a cause he was passionate about, building a school. And suddenly, boom, he was completely re-energized. His sales shot up 20% in just 3 months because his profits finally had a purpose beyond just making more money.
So the final step is to bring this whole idea home. How does this actually apply to you? Well, it all starts with one simple but really profound question. Seriously, what's yours? What problem in the world just keeps you up at night? What cause gets you fired up? Is it helping the homeless in your own city? Is it funding clean water projects? It can be anything.
but finding your thing. That's the key to unlocking this incredible new motivation.
Ultimately, this is the big shift in thinking. We're so often focused on the metrics of success, our job title, our income, the stuff we own. This idea challenges us to focus on significance instead, on the actual impact we have on the world and the people around us.
And I want to leave you with this one last, powerful thought from the book, because it just perfectly captures the whole spirit of this revolution. Surely your goal is not to be the richest person in the cemetery. It really makes you stop and think about your legacy. Not what you accumulate, but what you contribute. So what will you be remembered for?